essentially, I believe that this phone is pretty much a pro camera these days. So we're gonna shoot some fun content on this. We're gonna be getting some photos here in this jungle, and then we're gonna head to a couple of other locations, bring you guys along and show you the whole journey of actually shooting a bunch of photos on here. And I'll show you guys the photos and you'll see how nice they actually look, hopefully, and you can see why that this phone can be considered a pro setup. Today's video is sponsored by Zyro. They are an online website builder, and we are going to be talking about them a little bit later on in this video. First thing that we are going to shoot is just these like banana palm jungle style stuff. I'm going to be shooting Hannah. Let's try to do one here, and let's maybe do one of you standing there with like the palm coming over your face. I'm gonna shoot on a couple different lens setups, try the portrait mode as well to try and like throw out that background and get some nice blur. We're gonna get one more photo at this jungle spot. There's kind of like this nice dark patch behind Hannah, so I'm gonna shoot her this way and we can get like a super nice contrasting image of her skin tones kind of popping out nicely, and then that like dark background. It should edit really nicely, so let's try to grab one of those quick. So I'm kind of shooting like some of the photos in the normal mode, and then I'm shooting some of them in the portrait mode. The portrait mode is really amazing, but the reason I still capture some of them in the normal mode is just because they sometimes look a bit weird, especially with things like hair. It doesn't really get the blur completely right. So just to be safe, I'll shoot a couple of extra ones in just normal mode, and I can still use those if the portrait ones don't turn out nice. I do prefer the look of the portrait ones because it looks like a professional camera. It looks like you have a really nice, fast, shallow depth of field lens on there. But just to be safe, I still shoot some of those other ones. That's it for this location. Super cool, really simple, nice little spot. It's not actually that nice if you like look at it in real life, but once you like frame it up nicely with the jungle behind it and everything, you can get some cool stuff with the phone. We're gonna head down to the beach, like a black sand beach here in Canggu, and get some like sunset style shots on the beach. Hannah might even jump in the water a little bit. Not going to tell you guys anything about what else is going on there. You're going to have to just wait and see. We are down on the black sand beach now. Such a sick location. Something I love is like going to new places, and it just opens up a whole new like avenue of creativity. Like I haven't filmed, drop the phone on the floor.
Oh no.
I haven't filmed something like this in so long, so we've just been filming stuff in Cape Town, so it's inspiring to see like different types of landscapes and then create content for them. I'm gonna shoot on the ultra wide lens on the iPhone. I think it's the equivalent of 13 millimeters, and I think something that's really cool about shooting on this and using the super wide lens is that it's harder to tell that it's not on an actual camera setup, because even if you're on a real setup like this one, at full wide, the background isn't going to be that blurry. If you zoomed in a lot more, like something like this, you can see that the background does start to get a bit blurry, but on full wide, even though this background is super far away, it's not crazy blurry. So doing that on the iPhone in the super wide is going to give it that look and make it feel like it might be taken on a professional camera and not just a phone. So let's shoot you kind of lying here. Hopefully you don't get washed away. And it'll look cool, I think.
I hope so.
Something I really like to do with the iPhone, and a unique opportunity that you can't really do with a real camera, is to flip your phone upside down especially in the widest camera setting, and get it super low to the ground. You can like touch it on the ground, and it gives a really interesting perspective of like the ground coming out from underneath it, and then whatever you're shooting, maybe your subject like Hannah in the distance there. You can't really do that with the real camera. It doesn't end up looking the same. So that's something that I really like to do when I'm actually shooting on a phone. I think when you guys are shooting on phones, it's really important to understand the strength and weaknesses of that device. So it's not a good idea to do things like shoot in like crazy low light, because the sensors in here are tiny. As soon as you start to shoot in anything that's like slightly dark, your image is just going to completely fall apart. But it also has a lot of strengths to it, like the dynamic range on the iPhone is actually pretty crazy. And if I want to shoot something like this looking straight into the sun, which we're going to do now when we go and shoot like in the water with Hannah, it's actually going to end up having a higher dynamic range than something like a pro camera, just because of the AI in this phone that's kind of evening out that and shooting in like an HDR type setting. So we're going to shoot straight into the sun, and you'll see how good the dynamic range actually is on one of these iPhones. We're going to head down into the water. Hannah's going to swim around, maybe get some shots, get super close to the water with the phone. Hopefully we don't drown it, but the photos should look really, really cool. Today's video is sponsored by Zyro. Zyro is an online website builder that makes it super easy and affordable for anyone to build a professional looking website. If you guys want to go and check it out, it's going to be linked in the top of the description. Otherwise, you can use the code Sean to get 3 months free off of any yearly plan. Something I really like about Zyro is how easy it actually is to build a professional looking website. You can literally just drag and drop anything that you guys want into your website and then customize it in any way that you want it to suit the website that you guys are building. If you would actually like to go and check out the website that I have on Zyro, that is also going to be linked in the description, because like I've said before, I think it is super, super important for any content creator to have a portfolio based website that is separate from any social media. So if you guys are content creators, go and check out Zyro down in the description. Like I mentioned, they have 3 months completely free off of any yearly plan. We're gonna shoot a couple more photos that we're gonna actually get in the water for. So we're gonna go like sit in the shallows there. I'm gonna get the iPhone nice and close to the water. Hopefully don't dip it in the water, even though it is like water resistant. I don't really trust it, but I think it's gonna look cool. The light's looking really nice now. It's dipped behind the clouds there, so you're getting all of this beautiful golden light. And I think having Hannah in that water, you're gonna get all of that golden light and everything on it, which is gonna look beautiful. I can't shoot any cool B-roll or anything. I'm not taking this camera in the water, so I'm just gonna give you guys a POV angle with the GoPro and show you us taking those photos. I think it's gonna look sick. These are the ones that I've been most excited for the whole photo shoot. Yeah, it's so wet. Okay, those are all of the shots that we are going to be getting today. Super stoked with how it actually turned out, and if you guys look at those photos and imagine that they are shot on a phone, you can clearly see why I was saying that the iPhone is a completely professional setup. Remember to check out Zyro. They're going to be linked in the top of the description, or you can use code Sean. They're going to give you 3 months completely free with any yearly plan. Thanks to Hannah for modeling for us today, and I will see you guys in the next one.